episode of motherfucking Two Scrippers One Pole. My name is Demarcus, and I'm filling in for Mango this week. Let's get it.
So, hey y'all. I switched back way too quick. As I was saying that, I was like, am I really gonna lean into Demarcus for the whole episode? But I couldn't do it. That would be a lot of pressure. But who is Demarcus? Kia, what are you talking about? What's happening? Or Mango, what are you talking about? Demarcus is my alter ego. My nigga alter ego. I need to make that clarification, right? So where did Demarcus come from? It all started a long time ago when Instagram had that filter where if you blink, it would turn the eyes to like long eyelashes and a cat eyeliner. And then if you blinked again, it would give you a beard. I just thought I looked fucking good. Like, I was like, I would fuck myself right now. Oh my God. I would be a badass nigga. Y'all would hate me. I would be running. I get it. To the niggas that just be running around, I get it. Because if I had a dick too, I would be acting a fool. But y'all don't be practicing discernment. And that's your problem now. That's how y'all end up in shit. But like, I guess I get it. Because I would be swinging this dick, okay? And not even just in a... I think where y'all be fucking up is y'all really just do be fucking anything. And y'all will allow crazy shit to happen, and women do it too sometimes, but like y'all be fucking with the wrong bitches and then be so confused when shit hit the fan and bitches be going crazy because like you should have never stuck your dick in that in the first place. Like, sexual energy exchange is really powerful, and y'all be playing, y'all don't be caring. So I really need, like, swinging dick is great, it's fine, you know, somebody gonna catch it, but y'all catching the wrong ones, okay? So if I was really Demarcus, I'd be teaching y'all niggas how to fucking, you know, slide through the pussy in a I can't think of the word, but like not all crazily, you know. Anywho, so Demarcus, yeah, I just think I look good as a nigga. And I just like, it started out as jokes. I really thought it was just funny because I love trolling. I love it. It's so much fun. I be doing anything and saying anything, and people be like, what the fuck? And I be like, exactly, my thoughts exactly. So it started out as that, and then it just really evolved into something else. And when I first started my locks, like I used to have waves, y'all. It really, you know, the Demarcus energy really started shining through before I started my locks, because when I had my waves, I used to wear do-rags all the time. And just like my bonnets, I don't play about my bonnets right now though. I have my main bonnets, I have my cheetah print bonnet, and then I have like 2 or 3 just plain black ones. I have the holographic one that I showed in Dildo on a Power Drill, and then I have a Powerpuff Girl one. And then I have like a really big red oversized jumbo one. And that might be all of my bonnets. Now, do-rags, on the other hand, I have like so many different holographic ones. I have camouflage ones, but they're not camouflage like the green, brown, blue. Why was I about to say blue? Well, because the one that I have is like a blue, green, yellow. So it's like creative. It's more popping colors than your typical camouflage. I think I got like some purple, like some velvet ones. I did not play about my do-rags at all. And my waves would make a nigga seasick. I really hope you knew how to swim. I did not play about my waves. So I really was like channeling that nigga energy then, and then I got my locks, and I was like, oh, I think filter got rid of Instagram. I think Instagram actually got rid of the filter of that I used to use for Demarcus, and that makes my heart hurt. And so part of the reason why I started this though is because I don't really remember what exactly prompted. I think I was on the phone with my friend, I was getting dressed for school, and I was like, yeah, I look like a nigga. And so then I think I started the conversation about like, yeah, if I was a nigga, I just really be wanting to fuck bitches. I do. And one day pussy is gonna fall in my lap and I will be there ready to receive it. And he's just like, you ain't gonna have no pussy fall in your lap. It just don't happen that way. And I said, watch, it will, and I will be so ready. But then he was like, has a femme ever hit on you? And I was like, not really. Like, and if they did, I just either it went over my head and I didn't notice, or like, for instance, I know this one time I was messaging this girl on Fet, and we like know each other in person, and we were just I don't even remember exactly what we were talking about, but we did have some similar interests. And I know in person we had been talking about like going to some events that weren't even kink centered. Like she had expressed interest in pole dancing and a couple other things, and we had kind of just like, I felt like it was just kind of like cordial talk. I would be open to hanging out, but it's not right off the bat. Like, I need to actually get to know you a little bit more before I just start hanging out with people. So on Fet Life we were messaging, and then I had asked her if she was going to one of the upcoming events, and she was like excuse me, she had said something along the lines of, oh, if somebody invites me, then I will. And it was really given like, I want you to invite me. But I was just like, bitch, say it with your chest. Like, that's oh shit. That's how I looked at that. I'm not no motherfucking mind reader. I don't be reading in between the lines. If you want me to, as a woman, come to me and shoot your shot, okay? And I say that as I don't shoot my shot at women, but I talk about that in the episode. Shout out Meek, shout out my cousin. I talk a little bit about it, and niggas get dick cheese. And then I have an episode that I recorded before this one. I don't know exactly when I'm gonna release it just yet, but I'll talk about it there too. So I'm not gonna be too redundant. But yeah, so then I was saying that like femmes don't really be hitting on me, but I be having a lot of, like, when I'm femme presenting, I have a lot of studs hit on me, and they just be aggressive and scary. Like, I really be trying to mind my business, and they just be like, damn, like, you look so good. I remember it was one time I had got out the car at 7-Eleven. I don't even remember what the fuck I was trying to get, but I got out the car, and it was one standing right at the door, and she did not motherfucking skip a beat. And she was so ready, and it caught me off guard. And honestly, I was scared to come back out the store, but that's how y'all niggas be. Like, that's how niggas really be. And don't be picking up no signs or nothing. And honestly, it's like, the way the climate is these days, like, you really have to be like, almost, it feels like you almost have to really accept however someone approaches you, and try your best to get out of the situation without making it more confrontational. Because we see a lot how niggas be getting rejected and then just want to start shooting people or beating people up or doing whatever else. Like, y'all really don't have no emotional regulation, and I will just never understand it. So yeah. Then I was saying that too, another thing that happens a lot is I'll actually have a lot of men hit on me. And I think that's a little bit because, like, I think I said it. Yeah, I said I like to troll. So I started recording before this one, and I was like, I don't like it. I'm going to scrap it and start over. So I don't really know if I repeated this part, but I feel like I literally just said I be trolling, because I do. But, give me a second. It always comes back. Let's take a deep breath. Announcement while I regain my train of thought. For those of you on Patreon, so this month, the Tales of a Sensual Findom is focused on Sex Panther and Night Flirt. But unfortunately, YouTube flagged me and deleted it. So I have to be a lot more cautious now, because they're like, oh, you know, if I get another video within a certain time, a certain amount of time, then they'll suspend my account and I can't upload for a week. And then if I do it again, they'll delete the page and all this stuff. So that's like another thing that's a little a little bit stressful about being in sex work, because it is just, you gotta be being in sex work and being a person of color. You have to be a lot more cautious about the things that you say or post or whatever the case may be, because it's just an attack. And I tried to appeal it, and I was like, look, if you could at least just tell me how I can improve, because at first I thought it was because in the video I had literally did like a walkthrough of like a screen recording of just how to even set up a profile. And I was thinking like maybe on Sex Panther, when I scrolled down, it had some of the models from the front page, and I was like, oh, okay, I think some of it is like nudity. So I had tried to put a censor over that, and then I had decided to try to appeal it. But I had said, like, the purpose of this video is educational, so that people can feel more confident and have like a first person view and a better understanding of how to even navigate these sites, should they choose, or if they're interested in going down this journey, and to be safe about it, like to actually have the wisdom. I don't know why I put wisdom in quotation marks, but the wisdom of someone who is actually like experiencing it and doing it and just helping you navigate. So it really is educational. And so I'm like, I get that it's taboo subject or whatever, but it's only accessible to people who's 21 and over. And that if there was anything else that I could do to edit it to make it within the guidelines, I would be willing to edit the video that way. So I'm trying to figure out, I had thought about like Vimeo, but it's basically the same policy. So I think what I'll have to do is use it as a Dropbox file and connect it to Patreon. But I don't know how to do that yet. And y'all, this week has been motion. Speaking of motion as well, I am having like a really awkward, well, not awkward, but it's kind of like a surreal moment right now, because I have a lot of things that are coming up this month, and they're really big things. And with really big things come more big things. And so I'm kind of in this spot of really just like trying to, like, I'm seeing the little seeds, and I'm seeing the seeds that are planted and how they're starting to sprout. And I'm also seeing the bloom potential. And it's a little, and I mean that in both some negativity that I see getting ready to come, and very positive energy as well. And the negativity, I would say, is like, I'm actually excited to approach, it has to do with some of the research that I'm doing for school. But in that, I know that once I actually do that, it's going to unpack some pretty heavy trauma from my childhood and in like adulthood. So kind of just preparing myself for that. But I'm also excited to see like what I get from it, because this whole semester of process, things that I did in the beginning of the semester or things that happened last semester are finally, again, it just makes sense. Like you gotta give it time. It's gonna make sense. And so, yeah, I'm excited, but I'm nervous in that regard. And then with some of the things that I have coming up, I'm super, y'all, I cannot wait. I'm really, really fucking excited about something. And with that something, I know that that's going to bring more attention to me. So just mentally prepping myself for that. And I went on this whole tangent because out of nowhere, the YouTube videos just started kind of blowing up a little bit more. And in that regard, like most of my videos, I think like the most views, cause y'all don't be listening. I don't know how many times I gotta tell y'all motherfuckers. I want you to watch, because I'm animated as fuck. I was watching the most recent episode, and I'm just like, yo, like, why am I doing this? I can't sit still. Y'all, I was reading about ADHD today, and I was like, fuck. Like, every line I was like, goddamn. There's no way that this isn't. But I do eventually want to talk about that and just like ADHD, especially in kids of color and black women and black boys and all of that. But anyway, reading that, I was like, goddamn. Why did I start that sentence? Shit. I had my sunglasses on. Maybe I could channel that energy. And I was y'all need, okay. Because I got excited about how like it's just so much animation, and sometimes I'm like, you really doing a lot, but it's the charm. Y'all love it, clearly. Y'all need to go listen to the actual podcast. With that being said, though, announcement, and it's not even to get y'all to do both. I've just been finding time management. Y'all, I'm really on it with this schedule and just flexibility. I thrive in Aries energy. And if, I never used to, like, I've always been kind of half-ass into astrology. Like, I knew for a long time, I just knew I was a Virgo. That's it. That's all. Then in undergrad, I had 2 cohort members, who were into astrology. And so that's when I started learning more about like the moon and the rising. And then I did the chart, and I was like, I knew that my Venus, which Venus is like the ruler planet of love, is Cancer. And y'all, I be a little sad girl. Like, I really do be a little princess and be in my feelings. I would say not so much now, just because I feel like I have better emotional regulation, and more just like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I don't have time to be sitting here and crying over shit. Don't get me wrong, I do, but I don't take anything personally anymore in terms of relationships, whether they're platonic or romantic. But anyway, and I'm just an emotional being. Everything, y'all. So I'm gonna get back to the view thing. I had to say that out loud so I could remember to get back to it. I remember, so story time. This one time, y'all, it all started in undergrad. It was like the end of winter semester, and I was in the shower. I'm washing, rub, and then I get to the booty crack, right? And I noticed that it was like a little bump, and it felt like a pimple, and I was just like, this is weird, but I'm gonna mind my business. Y'all, a couple days later, that pimple turned into a cyst, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? It was so bad, I literally could not sit. I had to like tilt like this to sit. And I have another story for tilting like that too. But I had to tilt like that to sit, and it was so bad. And I just kept telling my mom, like, yo, I need to go to the hospital. I can't do this. So we got an appointment. Did we do a walk-in, or we went an appointment? Because this is when I was still like, I was under, was I 21 yet? I feel like I was either 20 or 20. When did I start teaching? I think I started teaching when I was 23. And I just know that during this time I was an RA. And I think it was my first year as an RA. And so that was my junior year. How old was I my junior year? Okay, so I was like 19, 20. Yeah, because that's when I was dating crazy ass. Yeah. So I was like 19, 20. So I was still at Children's Hospital in DC. And we went, I don't remember if it was an appointment or not. That's really irrelevant though. And the doctor, we went during lunchtime though, so they were so dismissive of me. She gave me the prescription. I was just like, oh, you need to take antibiotics, it's gonna be fine, And I think maybe had we gone earlier, it might have subsided whatever the fuck was going on. But I was taking the medicine, and it was getting worse. Like, it started out like pimple size and very pimple like. And then by the time I had to go to, like, once I actually went to the hospital, it was like big, and it had almost like, it looked like this, like with the stretch mark idea, even though these are more like claws, like tiger claws, but it had that stretch mark pattern and it was bright red. It was really looking crazy. And I kept telling my mom, I will never forget that when I actually went to the hospital, I was like, Mom, please, like, I need to go to the hospital. I can't. And so she was like, you only been on the medicine for like 2 days. Da, 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 da. It's going to be okay. Take the medicine. And, you know, she had a long day at work. I probably didn't take the chicken out. Like, it was a catastrophe. She's like, I'm not taking you. So she was like, you better call your sister, because my brother wasn't driving at the time either. So my sister come and get me. We stop at CVS, got a motherfucking inflatable donut. It was just, They put me in a wheelchair. And so they took me back to the ER. And the lady was like, yeah, you came at the perfect time, because this is like actually really infected and we have to drain it. I was like, oh shit. And that is the most disgusting smell I've ever. And she had to like numb my butt. So I didn't feel anything. I felt like a little bit of pressure from the needle, and then I felt like wetness, because, you know, I'm laying on my stomach. I felt wetness in like my butt crack and my upper back thighs. I don't know what part of the body that is, or not anatomy. Anyway, and then I just smelt the stench, and I was like, what the fuck? And my sister was like, yo, this shit is so cool, but disgusting. Like, that's really coming out of your fucking ass, bitch. And I'm so mad that night, like, neither of us had the thought to record it, because I'm actually into, like, the pimple popping shit. I haven't watched, like, if it comes across, I love watching ingrown hair extractions and shit. I don't be going on YouTube. I used to do it sometimes when I was younger. I don't really do it as an adult. Like, I don't be watching videos like that unless they come up on my timeline. But that shit, or like sometimes when I had a pimple on the side of my forehead earlier today. I felt that. I'll say, I'm coming for your neck when I get home. And sure enough, one of the first things I did, pop this hoe. So yeah, I'm just into shit like that sometimes. And then, that's why I started telling this, because I was like, where am I going? So it was so bad that they actually did have to hospitalize me to make sure that I was fine, because like I said, it was infected. So this was the beginning of the year, because I remember before it had got bad, shout out Meek, her birthday had came, so I had went to her birthday party, and then it had ended up getting worse after the birthday party, like the days following that. And it was funny because I was that's how bad it was. I was kind of limping, and I was embarrassed. I didn't want to tell nobody I had a cyst on my butt. So when I like called out of work and everything, because I had to get people to take my shifts. This is when I was still serving. So I was telling people like, yeah, I got a cyst on my leg, blah blah blah. I was kind of limping, so it was believable. Anyway, so I ended up having to stay in the hospital overnight for like 2 or 3 days, and my mom was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't believe you, and la 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 la. And I don't think my sister stayed with me that night. So my mom and my stepdad at the time, they ended up coming in and staying with me. And me and my mom shared this tiny ass little hospital bed. The way we were trying to like get in the bed, my fucking IV machine kept beeping. It was crazy. But I bring all this up to talk about how emotional I am, because that was the first time I had ever seen Inside Out. And I fucking love Inside Out. Inside Out is such a good movie, and I'm so excited to see Inside Out 2. I will fuck a kid. I'm gonna be right there, front row, with my big ass popcorn and my big ass Sprite that costs motherfucking $50, and I will have the time of my goddamn life. I'm so excited. So I was watching it, and it's the part where Joy realizes that you need to have sadness in life. You need to have that balance. Because the whole movie, she highlights the moment where Riley and her team won, or they didn't win, but Riley and her team were celebrating the what she thought was a win. And then, she just gives sadness slack all the time. She's like, we have to keep Riley happy. We have to keep Riley happy. But sadness keeps messing up stuff. And then it just like, the whole core memories and all of that stuff start falling. And then it's when I think they were I forget exactly. Oh, that's another thing. Ooh, I got to take this out. Y'all, I be losing nose rings left and right. Another announcement. Well, not really announcement, but I guess it's not an announcement. Send corrections to two scripters. Send corrections, stories, topics. Did I send questions, stories, topics, and corrections to two scrippers one pole at gmail.com. That's 2skrippas 1 pole at gmail.com. I haven't spelled that in a long time, and I haven't said that in a long time, because I know, like, when I edit the videos, I put that at the bottom randomly throughout, but I haven't actually said that. So to the people who do actually, we always circle back to the people that do actually listen, whether it's Spotify or it's motherfucking Apple Music podcast or wherever you listen to your podcast. I don't be saying that. I be putting in the description, but I know sometimes people don't always be reading. So if anything that I say, be like, "Ooh, I got a story for that. Ooh, I got a question about that. Bitch, you wrong. You was really supposed to say this. This what that mean." Or you're like, I would really like to hear what you got to say about this. Send that email, okay? Send it now. Get the clickety clacking on that laptop or whatever device you using. Two scrippers one pole at gmail.com. So they were in like the I'm gonna call it a dump, because that's essentially what it was. But like when the memories just fade into the abyss and you can't remember anymore. I think it was called the Forgotten Place or something. I don't know. My head big as shit. So her and Bing Bong were in there, and I think that's when it's also been a while since I've seen it, but this is how I vaguely remember it taking place. Somewhere in the movie, she picks up a memory, and as she's watching it, she sees the beginning part of what she just thought was a celebration for a win, but they had actually lost that day, and Riley was like off by herself crying. And I don't know if they like came over and celebrated because of something she did do in the game, or if they started playing amongst themselves. I don't really remember. But the point is that moment that she kept highlighting would never have happened had they not lost that game, and she forgot about that part. And so just another reinforcement of like, without the rain, the sun always comes out after the rain, and there's always a purpose for something. So find as much joy as you can in this crazy ass shit that be happening. And so back to my original point was the numbers on YouTube are growing. I posted at the time of this recording the last episode, Escaping the Slave Master. I posted it, and then like the next day, I didn't even see it. I saw it yesterday night. I was like, oh, this thing say 200 and something views. I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? And then I checked today to check like the actual listeners through the Anchor Spotify thing, and that bitch said 3, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm just really confused. Like, is there a glitch? Is it really saying what it's supposed to say? But I've noticed new subscribers, and I've been seeing more likes. So thank you. If you're new here, thank you for the support, and continue to rock with me. And yeah, go back and listen to old stuff and watch old stuff. And then I had like I think I went on YouTube for something else, but I still get like the numbers and stuff. And so then, yeah, I think last night it was at like 2 something. And then I had checked earlier today, or actually not even earlier today, a couple hours ago when I was on the train ride home, I had saw that it was at like 250 something. And then when I got home, it was up to 300. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And I think I'm personally only like 2 of those watches. I might be 3. But that's neither here nor there. And the same thing happened with like Dildo on a Power Drill. It was kind of like I thought I was tripping because all of a sudden it said 80. And I was like, where did 80 people even come from? So I don't know where 300 and something people came, but I hope you're here to stay. So thanks. So yeah, this is also kind of that like realizing moment of everything else that I have going on is just about to make that blow up even more. So yeah, thank you. Motherfuck the big 3. It's just me. Let's talk about Kendrick and J.Cole. So, um, I'm a J.Cole fan. I've said that. I love me some J.Cole. Cole World all day, every day. That's my boyfriend. That's my baby daddy. Um, I've always naturally just been more of a Cole person. Like, I just love his lyricism. He's really good with metaphor, his cadence, like his voice and what he has to say speaks so well to me. And I there's not a single project, and I don't care if I'm dick eating, because I'm definitely gobbling that dick, okay? Um his music has always, through every project, there's several songs that I can resonate with, and just what he has to say. Kendrick, on the other hand, I put a lot of respect on him. I definitely admire what he has to say, what he does say, but it doesn't speak to me in the same way that J. Cole does. And so when the other thing too, let me say this. I'm always late with music, to be honest. I really don't listen to it right away. Perfect example, when I was in middle school, and this is back in like the LimeWire days and shit, you was risking putting a fucking virus on the computer because you had to have the songs. And so I had downloaded Money to Blow. And I didn't know that at this point it had already been like 3 months old. So I'm walking down the hallway like, yeah, I just uploaded this to my MP3, and I'm sitting here like, I got money to blow. Walking down the hallway singing it like it was the latest shit. I just knew, y'all. I just knew that shit was hot, and I was on it. And some girl, because you know girls be mean, some girl was like, Kia, that song is so old. Why are you still singing it? And I was like, I just heard it yesterday. And she's like, no, it's been out for like 3 months. And I was like, oh. So that's just kind of where I am. And if it's even if it's an artist I really fuck with, I don't be listening to stuff as soon as they drop it, with however comma. Jesse Reyes, if you're listening to this, I love you, and I'll be listening to you, boo. Anyway, so I really don't be listening to releases right away. And if it's not an artist that I consider one of my main, like when I say my main artists, I think Jesse Reyes, Smino, Masego, J. Cole. Those are really big ones for me. Excuse me. I love Meg. I love Cardi. I love Lotto. I love Sir. I love Usher, baby. There's other, yeah, but when I really think of like top 4, those are my top 4 artists. And I don't have a specific order between Jesse, Smino, Masego, or Cole. But I have like, I love them all for different reasons. Like Cole, his lyricism. Masego, just that man, that nigga's talented. Like, and to see him, and these are all people I've also seen in person. And to see how he taught himself all the instruments, and to see how he like loops it, and he actually did that shit real time. I was like, yo, can't nobody tell me nothing. And I'm a fucking slut for the saxophone. So if he had somebody come up on stage, I was really fucking pissed, because when I saw him, it was oh fuck, how many years has it been since Pink Polo was released? I don't know, but it was the anniversary of Pink Polo when he came to perform, and I didn't have a pink shirt, but I wanted to like, you know, participate. So I have this pink quarter zip, and I made a poster that was like, it's not a pink polo, but I tried my best, or something along those lines. And I was like, happy anniversary. And y'all, I was literally right in front of the stage, and I was so ready to hold that sign, and I was just like, please engage with me. And them motherfuckers made me throw that shit out before I went in, and I didn't even get a picture with it. I was so pissed, because I was also a concert I went to by myself. Do things by yourself. Do not be afraid to do things by yourself, because if you keep letting other people inform the decisions you make, you're never going to get anywhere. That's like think of it as the group chat planning a trip. Is this something you really want to do? Don't wait on these other niggas. Do it and let them follow suit, okay? So I just knew I always, if it's something I want to do, I'll buy the ticket and tell people later. So what was I was talking about Masego? Oh, Smino, I just love like the diversity and the difference. And ooh, that's a fine black man. That is a fine black man. And I actually, when he came here, I got the meet and greet package and I got to meet him. And then y'all just know how much I love my girl Jessie. So yeah, anyway, I was bringing all that up. I don't be listening to stuff as soon as it releases usually, and especially if it's not somebody that I really truly fuck with that heavy. And there's always been Kendrick Cole discourse. I just know that I've never truly resonated with Kendrick. So I say that to say, as most things, I'd be lost in the sauce when everybody was talking about like, oh, Kendrick did this, da da da. I really was like, oh, like he must have came hard, and I was a little bit interested, but I didn't care enough to go look into it. So when we were prepping to go to Dreamville, because it was me, Rhea, Demisha, and Ari. Shout out all y'all. We had a motherfucking time, okay? I was lit. I put on for my city, on for my city. I put on for my city, on for my city, put on. And, okay, quick Dreamville review, because I'm actually really pissed. People were upset about when they released the lineup. They were like, oh, this is whack. First of all, last year's lineup that was crazy, and that's going to be hard to match. That was a really good lineup. So then really it's like almost any lineup that you do after last year's is going to be hard to top. That was a really good festival. And so people, after they released the lineup, I'm not going, this is whack, this is other, whatever. It is what you make it. It is what you make it. Point blank period. And then I will say I was a little upset though, because me and Rhea we didn't have communication, so we accidentally bought 2 parking passes and they wouldn't let us refund it. So I'm sitting here scrambling, trying to figure out like how can I get rid of this ticket? So I like called one of my friends in North Carolina. I hit up my cousin, and my cousin was like, yeah, I don't really know nobody who's going. People weren't too crazy about the lineup to begin with. And then once they once they replaced Chris Brown with 50 Cent, everybody mad. I was like, oh, what? So I was actually kind of pissed. Like, what you mean 50 Cent? So I'm like, this nigga need to perform Candy Shop. He need to perform like motherfucking 21 Questions. Like, at first I was upset, but then I was like, hold on, wait a minute. Because I think about when me and Ray went last year, we weren't there for Mario's set, but like you could hear the music from his set where we were. And I felt, and even like the videos from me jamming out the fucking Waka Flocka. In high school, I wasn't a Waka Flocka fan per se. And it could be the locks now. It really could. Because the way I just be like rocking my head, that adds a lot to the energy. But, it brought me back to a time. All of it was nostalgic. And so then when I had that, at first I was pissed because I'm like, damn, I'm out $100 for this fucking parking pass. And then y'all telling me I'm not even going to see Chris Brown. It's not that I was pressed for Chris Brown, but it was just like, damn, like what the fuck? Because there was not a single person on this lineup that I could say besides Cole that I was like, yeah, I want to see this performance. Whereas last year I was like, oh, I got to see this. Although I did, like, out of the lineup, let me see. Who did I actually want to see? Let me see. Ooh, that is not what I'm trying to do. Okay, ass girl. Dreamville. Out of the lineup, I really only cared to see. Come on. They be like whoever is there marketing this shit, y'all be on it, cause y'all just be all the damn time. I was actually really interested in seeing Loot because I saw him last year, and this is one song called Find Myself. I fucking love that song. He had performed it, and I liked it. I didn't really listen too much of him after that, but I was like, I would be interested in seeing Loot again. I love Earth Gang, so I wanted to see that. And then I was like, I want to see Jeremiah. I want to see Schoolboy Q. I've seen JID when him and Smino went on a joint tour, and then I saw him again at Dreamville last year. So I'm like, I don't mind seeing him, but I'm not pressed to see him. And I didn't meet him. I like actually met Smino and took a picture with him. But JID is a fine ass nigga. I was right in the front too. So I do have, I might not have that video anymore because the whole mishap I had with my external hard drive. Because one of the things I did, because not having enough space on my phone, I transferred it over to my hard drive, and then my hard drive malfunctioned. So didn't really care if I saw JID or not. And then I was like, Chris Brown's cool, SZA's cool. And then on the second day, I was like, I don't really care for nobody but Cole. Like, everybody else on here, I'm not really interested in. So then when they changed it from Chris Brown to 50, I'm like, what the fuck? I don't want, like, 50? What the fuck? But then I had to sleep on it. I was like, let me not play with this man, because he actually got some shit. And I started thinking, like, I will rock out the Candy Shop. I will rock out the 21 Questions. But if he don't do it, I'm going to be pissed. Right? So I can't even tell you, though, if he did it, because my problem with Dreamville this year was like, so you have the Rise stage, which is the smaller stage, and then you have the Shine stage, which is like the main one. I don't know what the fuck was going on with the Rise stage this year, but you couldn't hear shit, and like, we weren't far, because even last year, like, where me and Rhea were, we were closer to the Shine stage, but you could still hear music coming from Rise. And I really just wish that one of the things that they would do from Dreamville is at least, like, when you're at the Rise stage, they have a TV so you can see what's happening on Rise or on Shine. But when you're at Shine, there's no TVs of what's happening at Rise. And I wish that they would do that. I wish that they had DJs on both sides, because when you're on Shine, you hear more music, you hear music going throughout the day, whereas Rise, it is, but you know, it creates an environment. Maybe you don't want to hear music all day. It just depends. Overall, I love it, but sometimes I'll be like, dang. But whoever the tech engineers were this year, they dropped the ball, because you couldn't hear shit. And it's like, I don't want to hear myself, because I be getting real hyped up and I be forgetting words, so I know I be sounding crazy, and I just be so into it. And I'm yelling at the top of my lungs, don't know none of the words. I don't be lit, so it looked like I'm just probably drunk or high as shit, when that's not the case. I just get so excited and so amped up, and then because I can't hear the lyrics, I'm 2 verses ahead, or I done made up my own words. It's a lot, you know, and I don't like that. I don't like that for me. And I felt like, first of all, they played with Jeremiah, because I don't think he knew that his mic was gonna be on or what, but it was like some of the notes were not hitting. He was going in and out. It's like you couldn't hear anything he was saying, but he was like, ooh. It was you had to be there. It was much funnier. But it was just like, what the fuck is happening? But I bring that up because I feel like if anybody really says, like, because one person was trying to say, like, oh, why they got Jeremiah? He don't got nothing. Put some respect on this man's name, because if the music was loud, I promise you everybody would have been bumping. He has so many hits that people were really sleeping on, and I think that was the case for a lot of artists, like even Jeezy, because when Jeezy came out, I'm like, yeah, I put on for my city. I was fucking it up, but I couldn't hear all the songs. Monica, like, she had really good songs, so it was just like, if that's really my only complaint, was just the volume not being in check. But had a time. You gotta create that time. I didn't care. I was still out there. When I could hear, I was singing. When I realized I'm off beat, I just got quiet and put more energy into my movements. But back to Cole and Kendrick. So we were all in the group chat talking about it, and then they had sent like a thing that was like, oh, Cole responded to the Kendrick beef, blah, blah, blah. So immediately I hopped on it. I'm like, what he talking about? So I listened to the whole album. Then we got to like 7-minute drill, and I'm like, oh, you know that meme with Jay-Z just like, that was me. I was like, okay, yeah, he fucking ate, right? And for me, that shit hit because I'm like, okay, yeah, if your first shit was classic, your third shit was massive, your second shit put niggas to sleep, but they gassed it. Like, and I was like, yeah, so his first shit, Section 8, his second was Good Kid, Mad City, his third was To Pimp a Butterfly, and then, or was it? Yeah. Yo, last shit was Tragic, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And honestly, the only song that I really know off of that would be Saviors. And so then that goes into the bar of like, you averaging one hard verse every 30 months or something. That was like 2 years ago when you did that. So I was like, that makes sense for me. And other people were like, well, of course, you listen to him more, so you have that knowledge. But for me personally, I'm like, yeah, J. Cole did that shit. And it makes sense. And literally, like, J. Cole, I feel like, and some people might eat me up for this, I feel like J. Cole is the equivalent to Beyonce in the sense of like, you could just drop music without saying anything. No, like literally no promo, still make all that noise. What did he say that's not incorrect? He drops music. I don't know. I don't follow him on Instagram, but he be moving low key. This is what I'll say. My only kind of like what the fuck moment with 7-minute drill was when he was like, when he said, fuck the Grammys because them crackers ain't never did nothing to me. And I was like, why you disrespect your mama like that? Stop playing with that lady. I was like, no, he did not just come for his mama, people like that. But everything else, I was like, yeah. But he does say it all the time. Like, the funny thing about it is, I don't even want the prestige. He talks about how he doesn't like being in the public eye all the time. Because when people are in your business, they like to be in your business to distract them from whatever the fuck they got going on. So people really are out here vindictive, just wishing bad on people, trying to make sure that certain things don't come through for them, trying to instigate shit and just see the downfall or whatever. So it's like, and always like going back, did I say it in this one? I don't know if I said it in this one or when I had originally started recording, but it's like, I don't really be concerning myself with celebrity drama because I don't know these people from a can of paint and they don't fucking know me. I be sitting here acting like I'm talking to them because in my head we best friends, but realistically, I know these people don't know me and I don't know them. And what the fuck they got going on has nothing to do with me. They're not paying my bills, although Smino, Jesse, Cole, Usher, Lotto, Meg, Glorilla, Cardi, Kalani, Ari. I can keep going. Like, I can just go down all of, if you want to help the kid out, I will accept it. Okay, I'm waiting for the day that I actually respond to one of them, and then who knows. But on a day-to-day basis, like, I don't know these people, and nothing that they're doing is truly directly, in the sense, helping me out with something besides like my mental. And this is like, y'all, words have fucking power, right? So y'all be listening to some crazy songs and then be wondering why your life be so crazy. Like, it's quite literally vibrations. So listen more to what people are saying, the music that you're filtering in your head. Let's listen more to that. Oh, I didn't even see you there. I was too busy double whammying it out with my Finger Pro Air and my handy dandy motherfucking thrust. Go ahead and use the link in the bio so you can double whammy it out too.
Use code BBMango30 for 30% off. That's BBMANGO30 for 30% off your next nut. This month on Behind the Scenes Poll Play, available in all Patreon tiers.
Let's see where that gets me. So I'm sitting in front of the pole, trace, how it feels appropriate. Fan kick over, push, back it up, trace, hair flip, come back down, do a little leg kick, push stuff back up, grab pole, copper it up, trace the whole body, trace it up, and then you can walk, fan kick it back down, make it do a little pussy pop, or not pussy pop, but booty pop. Then
this month on Toy Talk, available in Main Stage and Champagne Room, Mango discusses anal play.
I think some people, like some dudes are really like, okay, I'm cool with the gooch, but any lower is too much. But that gooch action be going crazy. So just imagine if you let me get in that booty hole. Stop fucking playing with it. As what Fat Trail say? SB Slutty Boy shit, bitch. Oh, did I drop T again? I hope not. Oh, put some lube. Oh, that's the other thing. So with butt stuff, make sure that you have lube, because unlike the vagina or the mouth, the butthole is not self-lubricating. So, and because there's so many nerves there, it gets real sensitive and you could tear your booty hole. And that's not fun. Like when that dick hit my butt, I couldn't shit for a week, y'all. I couldn't, like literally his dick was so big and it was just like, poof, it punched me in the booty hole and I tried to shit and I could not shit for a week. Do you know what it's like to not be able to shit for a week? That's insanity.
Available only in the Champagne Room. This month on Tales of a Sensual Findon, Mango discusses phone sex operation sites Sex Panther and Night Flirt.
Let me go back. Greetings, Mistress Mango. I'm a fat white boy with a food and feeding fetish I'm losing control over. Is this something you might like to explore or even exploit? I said, ooh, fat white boys are fun. How fat are you? He said, hee, thanks, mistress. I'm over 260 pounds now, barely 5'8". I always had desires to get fat and ballooned since COVID. So I said, you're such a big boy. I just got finished eating a sandwich myself. What have you eaten so far today? If he wasn't dissing it, we wouldn't be discussing them. Like, that is, if he didn't say what he said, all of this shit that has transpired since would not have happened. And it wouldn't be as a big a fucking deal. Is that all that I wanted to say on that? Oh, so then also listening to it, it was like he said that the text flooded with hunger for a toxic reply. And it's like, oh, Kendrick said what he said, what you about to do about it? What you doing? And from jump, when I listened to it, I was like, this shit go hard. Like, I fuck with this. It's not a single line in that song besides the whole, like, fuck them crackers that throws me off or I feel doesn't have some truth to it. And I was like, this don't feel right. Knowing Cole and knowing just how it's like he's saying the stuff that it's like, what? So for me, I was like, I feel like Kendrick and Cole talked before he released that. That's what I was like, something about this response doesn't feel, it go hard, but it doesn't feel like it really matches Cole's energy. And so I was really interested to see like what would come out of this. And so then at Dreamville, what I was really hoping for, and this, so I think it was like the second day, and y'all, I ended up, bitches be late, so I didn't even see. On the first day, we didn't even get there. I was actually low key a little mad. We walked in at Sexy Red set. And I was just like, all the girls was talking about they fuck their baby daddy and hoochie mamas and all this. And I was just like, oh my God. Now I don't listen to Sexy Red. My take on Sexy Red is I do like her energy. I don't personally care for her music. She got a lot of catchy songs, and I do love her creativity. But I don't keep up with her to give like a true opinion. What bothers me is just that I think about there's really, and I don't want to say there's not people making music for the children. And it's not like we didn't have songs that we shouldn't have been singing. Cause I'm not even gonna hold you. Like Peaches and Cream, it's no reason why I was singing that song as a kid. But also, I genuinely thought Peaches and Cream was about fucking oatmeal. You could not tell me Peaches and Cream was not about oatmeal. And I just didn't have, like, I was too innocent to really put the pieces together, where I feel as like the music now is extremely overt. Fuck my baby daddy, bend me over, eat my ass, my booty hole this and that. As a kid, I would not be singing that. And the kids are singing that. The kids are shaking their ass and doing that. So that's my only problem with just like everything that's going on with Sexy Red is this, like, who is really showing up for the kids in that regard of music. And I'm sure that there are people out there, but they're not getting the publicity. They're not getting the attention. And then the problem that I also have, that at first that's just kind of how I felt about it. Now it's more like, I really don't like the video where she posted that she went to the school and the principal wouldn't let her in. Like, because you're like, you, and then you pull back up and got out the car and you're shaking your ass out the sunroof to a bunch of middle schoolers. What the fuck? What the fuck? So that's where she really lost me. It was funny though, because she was like, make some noise, y'all. What the fuck? That shit was hilarious. But it was a good vibe. Like, the songs that I did know, you know, I shook a little ass here and there. But overall, like, I was impressed to see her, but everybody else was. And I had a little bit of too, because Earth Gang went right before them and we had missed it. And that was like the one set I really wanted to see. Because last year, these niggas came out late. And then I think something happened with the mic when they was on stage. Like, I didn't really get to see them how I wanted to see them. So yeah, anyway, back to the whole Cole thing. On the second, maybe it was the first day. I don't know. It really doesn't matter what day it was. We were on our way to the campus, and the song with, I guess it's called Like That, came on. I'd never heard the song before, so I didn't even know that this was the song that was causing all this commotion. And so I'm just in the backseat minding my business, half-ass listening, and then I hear motherfuck the big three, it's just me. And I was like, ain't no way y'all made all that noise about this. It's no fucking way. I know you're fucking lying. Like, it was nothing about that song that really had any kind of, like, I didn't pay too much attention to the lyrics because I don't really fuck with Future like that. And Metro Boomin, whatever, like, I don't follow producers like that. So I just know Future and Metro Boomin, but I don't fuck with Future. So I didn't know what was happening. And then I hear Kendrick's voice, and then I hear that, and I was just really confused that y'all really hyped that up. So that just for me made everything Cole said that much stronger, because y'all really just did that, and this nigga just, yeah. But I was hoping that there was going to be some kind of conversation took place between them, because even I was confused as to, like, I thought that they were cool. What the fuck? And so when Cole came out and he was like, yeah, I'm like, and he started the apology, I was sitting there like, I want to hear him out. Like, I want to hear what he say. Mind you, I think already at that point, he had already started pulling people on the stage. So I'm like, I know what this nigga about to do. He about to bring out Kendrick. That's what I wanted him to do. That is what I wanted him to do. I feel like people wouldn't have clowned him as hard. And I still, like, I respect what he did, because, like I said, from the beginning, I knew something wasn't aligning with his energy. I was like, this isn't something that he would do. I mean, he said, like, you know, my phone was blowing up. I couldn't touch my phone for 2 days because I just had all these messages. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? And so that was coming from this, it's other people's expectations of me. I gotta show up and perform. But now you're doing stuff to show up and perform that don't align with you and what you really want to do. And so I respect him apologizing. I respect it all. I just wish, and I'm gonna continue. I don't give a fuck if people are like, oh my God, J.Cole wash, he this, whatever. I am interested to see how all of this affects his career, or if it just washes over because he moves in so much silence. And then he just does whatever. And now that all this shit is going on with Drake and Rick Ross, I haven't listened to all that. I did listen to Kendrick's response to Drake and Cole, and I will say that shit did go hard. I was like it was the freestyle on YouTube. I was like, okay, I fuck with it. So I'm interested to see how this continues to play out. I'm interested, especially for Cole. But I just felt like it would have been the best thing and really solidified it all if he brought Kendrick out. I was really I didn't record as much footage this year, one because I wasn't interested in as many of the people, but two, just cuz I was really trying to be present. But in the video that I recorded, you could hear me saying like, oh my God, he about to bring Kendrick out. Please bring Kendrick out. And that just would have really brought it all together for me. Can I do this? I don't know if it's going to show up. And so, y'all, I think it's a dog that live upstairs. So if you could hear that, that is something upstairs going back and forth. And anyway, okay, I did record it. When he said he was going to delete it, I was like, yo. So as soon as we got in the car, I was like, play that shit. And I definitely recorded it on my phone like it was back in the day, and I was recording the ringtone because I just love that song so much, right? So I had been, and I kept listening to it on the phone until he finally removed it. I'm like, oh my God, nigga, it's already out there. Leave it. Like, this shit go hard. You was speaking the motherfucking truth. But I recorded it. So when I was preparing for this episode, I had went back and listened to it because I was trying to make sure I like was able to get some of the lyrics. I was like, no, I'm not gonna play it. But then Rhea has commentary, like the beginning. So I'm gonna play like the first half. But that shit was so funny. Let me hopefully y'all hear it. Cold world. Keep the heat under your seat. I got a phone call. They say that somebody missing. Want some attention. It come with extensions. My dog like say the word. He on bullshit. He itching. I'm putting so much work in these streets. He got pitching. I'm talking out. He gotta say something right now. He gotta put some heat. Immediately. With his tension, he still doing shows. But fell off like the Simpsons. Your first show. Your last film was tragic. But they gassed it. I love this song. And I'm so standing right behind. Now, line with a comfortable lead. Now, ironic, now I got it. Girl, you want something with me. The perfect time. How I got here off of bars, not no controversy. Want the prestige. Did nothing for me, hope. Drugs took another one. And Cumberland. Another 30 months or something. If he wasn't dissing me, we would be discussing them, boy. Cause I fuck with them. I will humble them. Light work, like it's PWC. It's a cold world. Keep the heat under your seat. I got a phone call. They say that somebody dissing who wants some attention and come with extensions. My dog like say the word. He on bullshit. He itching. I'm putting so much work in these streets. He got pension. I told him chill out. How the fuck? Having henchmen of shots. Get the popping. I'm the one doing the conductor. Okay, I'm gonna stop it there. Because I'm not going to play the whole song. But, like, the commentary in the beginning was fucking hilarious. But, yeah, it's like, that came from a place of, I have to perform. I have to put something out. And that's just not how it aligns. And, yes, we understand the history of, like, rap beef and whatever. And you can still rap without having to. Or maybe, I don't know. Y'all, whatever. I'm not a rapper. I'm an artist and a dominatrix and a budding therapist and a teacher and whatever the fuck else. Rapping is not my strong suit. Although I briefly had I want to be a rapper stint, not anything serious. My rap name was like K-Dub, and I don't really know what was going on, but I remember coming home. I had my mom put straight backs in my head because I was trying to do tracks, and I had some sunglasses, and I took aluminum foil, put them in my teeth like a grill, and I just started like freestyling and channeling that energy. And I wish that I actually kept it. I had made like a whole sample mixtape about all the songs. It was like one song about like sweeping the floor at McDonald's, trying to get it was crazy. I'm crazy. And I wish that I still had evidence of that, because it would have been stupid hot fire. And I had started that sentence for some other reason as well that I am forgetting. I did say I wanted to tell was it another cyst story? Oh, it was a sideways sitting story. And that's, okay, so I'll say that. But I was talking about something else, and I forgot my sentence mid-sentence. And it has something to do with this whole Cole thing, I think. I don't know. When I go back and listen, if it's really that important, y'all know. Y'all get what the fuck I give you. And my brain just be doing whatever the hell. So if I feel it's important enough, then I'll come back and I'll correct myself. Sideways sitting. So back when I was a camp counselor, I think this year I was like 14, so I was a junior camp counselor, and I used to have perms when I was younger. And so it was one day after we went to the pool or whatever, and so I had got up early to straighten my hair. And the straightener that I had was defective, and it got really hot really fast, and it took forever to cool down. Mind you, I got up and took a shower at like 5 o'clock in the morning, because I was in a cabin with a bunch of little kids, so I had to make sure that I got up and actually got my day started before I could wake them up and try to get their day started. So in the bathroom, I'm straightening my hair. I get finished. I throw it on the bed. I go to get dressed and go about my day. I forget that it's on the bed, and I sit down directly on it, and I burnt my butt. Till this day, I still have a burn mark. It's a nice little line. I forget. I think it's on my left side. But I have a nice little burn mark under my booty cheek, and I couldn't sit for a couple of days, and I was limping, and so when I sat, I had to sit like this, and the kids was calling me burnt butt. Kids are mean. Kids are not nice. When they found out why, they was like, oh, burnt butt, I need this, burnt butt, I need that. I'm like, that's crazy. Y'all are crazy. And then the last thing, I promise. So, I had asked y'all, also, if you're new here, follow the Instagram, 2 Scrippers 1 Poll. Everything is 2 Scrippers 1 Poll. Send question, stories, topics, and, question, stories, topics, and, I already said that. Question, stories, topics, and corrections to 2 Scrippers 1 Poll at gmail.com. Go join us on Patreon, all that shit. Y'all really be watching stories and just not saying nothing. I hate y'all. But anyway, the other day in the story, I had asked, if you were a pharmaceutical drug, what would your side effects be? And so I have been asking that question to a lot of people, and the answers that I have gotten have just been so fun to look at. Oh, wow. A year ago today is when I asked you all, would you live in a separate household from your spouse? Why or why not? And that was one of the first episodes I ended up doing without Tori. And it was Juan and my cousin. And now me and my cousin have done a bunch of episodes. And Juan got a baby now. He busy. He doing his shit. Shout out to him. Yeah. So anywho, I asked y'all, if you were a drug, what would your side effect be? Side effect B, shout out Goldie. She said it would be delusional grandiose, okay? Delulu is quite literally the Delulu. And Goldie is also a perfect little dom, okay? And I say that, I don't know, perfect little dom. I don't know why I didn't put emphasis on a little, but in my head, like sometimes I don't be liking to say, I don't like to call things little because it's big bitch energy. Why does my phone say I'm driving? I'm not driving. What the fuck? Oh, it says sleep. I'm not sleep either. Yeah, she's a dominatrix as well. Shout out to you, Goldie. So we both understand Delulu is the Salulu. And then my cousin said that she would have the same side effects as shrooms, but with extra strong visuals and euphoria. I've had people say, somebody said an intense allergic reaction. I've had the headaches. I've had what else? Oh my god, my coworker yesterday, she gave me like 5 side effects, and that shit was actually hilarious. Cause when I first brought it up, she without hesitation, she said something, and I can't remember what it was. So I'll probably text her and ask her. But I asked that because I had asked that to one of my friends, and his response was, it would be confusion and dizziness. And I was like, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say what else took place in that conversation. So if you saw the story and you saw the conversation in that moment, he gave another explanation for dizziness, but he said confusion. And then later though, he had also said that like sometimes the confusion is so much that it causes dizziness. And I'm like, I could definitely understand and see all of that because I'm constantly confused. And it's mainly my fault. I confuse myself, and I don't know why. So yeah, that's that, y'all. I really thought I was gonna talk for like 30 minutes, and now we're here over an hour. So, do I have a message? Leave celebrities alone. Get out they fucking business, okay? They got shit to do. They got bills to pay too, nigga, damn. So y'all be safe. Make good choices.